Hi, Cloud. Sorry, I was eating a sandwich.
Oh, I didn't realize we were.
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
I'm just very hungry.
Let me just go to twitch.com/GamingStooges so that I can get
Uh huh.
our trusty link
Uh
and
huh.
and tell.
What about me?
Well, I'm on twitch.com/GamingStooges so that I can get the
Yeah.
link to tell everybody that we're starting.
Oh, hell yeah. What, you mean that we've already started?
Yeah. Like we're streaming. We're currently streaming. Hi everyone.
Wow. Wow.
Also, we
There's the correct link.
Oh, of course. Hi Al. So we have a little bit of a twist for our stream today.
Hi.
We are not doing Ace Attorney tonight. Instead,
We're playing Dragon Quest Treasures with Landon.
not quite. We are doing our gaming in 2022 discussion. Top games 2022. Pew, 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 pew.
Change the name of the stream.
Yeah, I should probably do that.
You should probably also lower our volume in Discord. We're a little bit loud.
I was gonna say, desktop.
And you should probably also move the chat over a little bit.
Yeah, 1 second.
We're
just-
demanding a lot of him.
Yeah.
Yes, we're backseat streaming.
But we're both in the front seat.
Which seat can I take?
You're the driver.
Oh, god damn it.
We're both sharing the passenger side seat, though.
It's very
Nice.
dangerous.
Yeah. I'm on his lap.
All right, so yeah, no, that's as that's as far over to the right that I can put it. But anyway, welcome to our gaming of 2022 discussion. I'm going to be your host, Cloud, and we got Jack and Landon as always with you. We're doing things very different compared to what we did our previous years. Last year we tried doing this in stream format, and it kind of worked. It
was fine.
I think it worked fine. But from here on out, instead of doing just a raw, straight up top games list and we go back and forth, and sometimes people have the same games on their list and then they talk about them at random parts, it was decided to kind of make things a little bit easier. We are going to, I decided to do it, but we have it split by months. I have quite a few like images of like different game releases. We're going to go through January all the way to December. There's going to be a few games that came out that I'm going to mention out of the large list of games. You can just go on Wikipedia and type in, X year in video games, and it'll bring you exactly to the page that I basically used for this. And I'm not going to say every single game that came out from that page. That's nuts. But we're
doing highlights.
We're doing highlights of sorts. I mean, there's going to be some games that are still like not really all that important because this year was not the most exciting year in games. There's quite a few.
It really
months.
wasn't.
There's quite a few months where you're going to see there wasn't a whole lot notable that came out. But we're going to go through.
Did you know that there was months?
Yeah, there's months. There's 12 of them. But we're going to go through all of them in order, and I'll mention some games that came out. If there were any games that we actually played, we will discuss them, and then we'll move on to each month, and we'll just go through down the line. And then at the very end, we'll do our usual Jack, me, Landon order, and we'll say like what our favorite games are. This is going to be really kind of like not official. Like you can just kind of give like a top 3, top 5. You don't have to do like a really like official and like fancy list this year. But instead of talking about them as we go through the list, we're going to talk about them as we go through the months, mention our favorites at the end, and then we're going to actually talk about just other games that we played this year, that whether or not they came out in 2022 or not, because it's a good way for us to just catch up and say, hey, what did you play this year? What did you like that you played this year? Even if it was your first time playing it and it's been out for like 30 years, this is a good place to do that. But we're going to start with, should probably get the first image. But we're going to start in January. And in January, that is the wrong folder. There we go. In January, we had a few releases, including we've got Pokemon Legends Arceus is probably the big one. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel was a thing that came out in January, so I put that there. Hitman Trilogy, which was kind of weird because like it was originally Hitman 3 and then like they just kind of morphed it into Hitman Trilogy. So it was kind of cool where like if people owned Hitman 3, they just owned the whole World of Assassination trilogy now. So that's cool, I guess. And then
Windjammers.
Windjammers 2, Rainbow Six Extraction. There's a bunch of other games, but like those are really like the big ones that I could find. So that's
And it was really only Pokemon.
Yeah, it was really only
Pretty
Pokemon.
much just Pokemon.
I'll talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel real quick because I did play it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel was pretty fun. I really liked, hold on. Forgot to put this. There we go. It's like one of those, usual, like, it's free to play, but you can like kind of like, you can spend extra money if you want to, but surprisingly, the free-to-play model that they do in Master Duel is actually really not bad because they allow you to grind up materials to like make cards, and you can actually break cards you don't want for materials to make other cards. But it's the first really robust official way to like duel online with other people from Konami themselves. So I think it was a pretty good. It started off as a Steam release, and then they moved it to mobile in the following month, I believe, in February. But it started off in January, and I actually went back and played Yu-Gi-Oh! For a bit thanks to Master Duel. So I think a lot of people ended up doing that, so it was pretty good. But the big release was Pokemon Legends Arceus. I believe all three of us played it to some extent.
I played like probably, I want to say like 65% of the story.
All right. Do you want to talk
which
about
is a very
your feelings with the
specific
game?
number, but sorry, hold on just a second.
He had to open his mouth.
Shit.
Do you need time?
No, sorry. I was just fiddling with my settings. And also Momo's bugging me. Hi, Momo.
Hi, Momo.
Momo's here. No, yeah, Legends Arceus is pretty fun. It's not like my favorite Pokemon game. It's a nice twist on the series and introduces like a unique way to play the game. I will say it like the survival aspect of the game kind of got on my nerves a little bit. Like, I'm kind of in the minority on this, but like I got sick of the limited inventory and like constantly running out of space and like having to go back to that one guy to buy one more inventory space, but every time you do, it costs more money. Like, that kind of sucks, honestly. But aside from that, fun game, has boss fights. You can die.
You can die.
It has Adaman. That's all it really needs.
I played Legends Arceus. I streamed Legends Arceus, like the vast majority of the game. I really liked it. I thought it was a breath of fresh air after the last 2 decades of Pokemon games have been kind of slowly stagnating, and especially the last decade, it's just kind of so having something really fresh and new and something interesting where it was it wasn't fully open world, but we were starting to get there with these wide open sandbox areas split up, and just the more interactive nature. One thing that I'm gonna steal from YouTuber Arlo was just super hyped because the game just feels good. It's the kind of game where it's immersive because you feel like you're actually a part of the game, you're interacting with the Pokemon. It's not just these like pieces of digital data that just happen to be a part of like a creature. Like it feels
It makes
more,
you feel
yeah.
like Pokemon Legends Arceus.
It feels more involved. I will say that, like, yeah, I agree with Jack to some extent. I get the vibe that they're going for is you're trying to make it so that you have to manage your inventory because it's a survival aspect of the game. But I mean, yeah, it can get kind of annoying. But I like the mission structure of the game. The story was pretty good. The battle system is a little different than the core series, but I think it works really well for the type of game that it is. Honestly, I think my main little small gripe with the game is just the fact that in order to move between areas, you have to always go back to Jubilife City first, or Jubilife Village. I wish there was a way to just kind of skip that and just like if you want to go from Alabaster Icelands to like Cobalt Coastlands, you can just go. But no, you have to go to report to Jubilife Village first, and then you can go to the other place. But other than that, like I love the areas. I thought it was really fun interacting with the Pokemon. They have a lot of unique unique ways that they'll respond to certain things that you do. So yeah, no, it was. I could go on, but we've already started kind of late. So I mean, I'll talk a little bit more about it later. But I liked Legends Arceus a lot. Landon,
It smelled. Move on.
it smelled. Move on.
That's my 3 cents.
All right, final answer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Good answer, Steve. Good answer.
Good answer, Steve.
Yeah. All right then. I guess we'll just move right along to February. February had a few releases that were notable, although I didn't play any of them. We've got Horizon Forbidden West. We've got Ollie Ollie World came out. It was kind of like a smaller name title that had quite a few people interested. Dying Light 2, Stay Human, and King of Fighters 15 came out. And, of course, Elden Ring was like the big one. I did not play any of these, though, to be honest with you.
These all smelled. Move on.
Not even Ollie Ollie World?
I didn't get to play Ollie Ollie World, unfortunately.
No,
I
I mean,
didn't
I'm
play
talking to Landon.
I didn't play it.
Aw.
I'm sorry. Oh, wait. Al played King of Fighters 15. Let's hear from him.
It was fine.
He said it was
Okay.
fine. He said it was fine. There we go.
There we go.
Good answer,
Game of the year,
Steve.
baby.
Good answer.
All right.
Good answer, Al. Good answer.
I mean, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but before we move on to March, I do want to say I think it's funny that the Horizon series is like 2 for 2 with coming out right before a bigger and more like, I want to say beloved game came out. Because they did this shit back in 2017. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild came out like a week after Horizon Zero Dawn. So good job, Horizon. Hopefully the third game you'll come out and then there'll be like another really big game that's going to come out right after you. We'll see
He
what
only
happens.
played like 15 minutes of he said.
Aw.
Oh.
All right. Well, there's nothing really
Oh, no.
else to say about February. I mean, it had better releases, I think, in my opinion, on average than January. But I just didn't play any of them. I wasn't interested in any of them. So, moving on.
Stinky month.
Yeah, they all smelled. So
March.
Get outta here.
We've got quite a few decent titles here this time around. Too.
Yeah.
We've got Tiny Tina's Wonderlands came out. We've got Triangle Strategy. Rune Factory 5 came out. There was a Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, which was kind of weird. And Kirby and the Forgotten Land is probably the big one for GamingStooges.
Kirby.
Before we move on to Kirby, though, because I know we're all going to talk about that one, I know, Landon, you played Triangle Strategy. Jack, did you play
did.
anything else out of this list of games?
No, except for Kirby.
Landon, do you want to talk about Triangle Strategy for a little bit before we move on to Kirby?
Triangle Strategy didn't smell.
It didn't.
Ooh.
It didn't smell.
That's Lennon's seal of approval.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the combat, and the characters. It's a pretty straightforward tactics game. So, like,
still have
if
to
you
get
are
it.
a fan, if you're a fan of Fire Emblem or like the Final Fantasy Tactics Advance Wars shit, it's enjoyable. I only played it through once, but there are multiple endings, and there's a New Game Plus.
Neat.
So you can get all the like extra characters. But I did like the true ending on my first run, because I'm that badass. Thank you.
Ooh.
Nice.
The vote system is okay. It's just there to give you the branching like paths, but overall, good game. Good game.
All right. So yeah,
GG no re.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land was the biggest game for us this year. We all played it, pretty sure. So Jack, you can start us off.
This is the least smelly game of 2022.
2022 is going to go down as the year of smelly games.
It's true. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is one of the best Kirby games. It has super unique worlds and levels to explore. It's Kirby in 3D. It took them a long fucking time to do it, but it's really, really good. They got unique abilities. They got new abilities that are really cool. They got ability upgrades that make new abilities cooler and older abilities more interesting. Like gives them a unique spin. It's got really cool boss fights. Really cinematic for a Kirby game. Didn't play Kirby, Al.
Good job, Al. I'm proud of you, Al. Good answer.
Good answer. Yeah, no. Spoiler alert. Easily my favorite game of this year. It's one of the best Kirby games. Big thumbs up. Good game.
I'm going to mostly say the same stuff as Jack. I also agree that Kirby and the Forgotten Land is one of the best Kirby games to come out. It's about time we got a 3D Kirby game. He translates perfectly well into this kind of like Super Mario 3D World type kind of vibe, kind of structure. But yeah, no, it's really good. The level design and just the level variety is really good. The power-ups are really cool. Maybe not quite on the level of like Planet Robobot's Mech, but I do like the mouthful modes. They're really unique and add to the game rather than just be some kind of gimmick like Hypernova was in Triple Deluxe, for example. Yeah, no, I really like the weapon upgrade system, and basically it was just a way to cram a bunch of different abilities into the game without just making them all separate. They kind of like structured them into like a tiering system. I thought was really cool. Just like Jack said, the boss fights are really good. I managed to do like 90% of like the story of the game. I think the only thing was I didn't do like the special Coliseum stuff after like the afterwards, but no, I did the main game and I did like a bunch of the post game stuff, and it was all like, yeah, no, it's definitely one of my favorite Kirby games. I definitely think that like if anybody has like a passing interest in Kirby, like this is probably like the Kirby game to play. Like, that's the Kirby game you tell people to play. If somebody's like, hey, I'm kind of interested, it's like, yeah, play Kirby in the Forgotten Land. Just do it. It's good. What about you, Land?
Do it.
This game, unfortunately, smelled.
Did it smell good?
It smelled like daffodils, so you take it how you
nice.
want. I may have had an allergic reaction to it, but it was pretty fun the whole time.
Despite the allergic reaction.
Yeah. Maybe because of the allergic reaction.
Stinky cheese.
No, it was a very enjoyable game. Definitely it was a Kirby game. That I can say.
It really was.
It really was it wasn't the most Kirby game I played this year, but it was a Kirby game I played this year.
It was a Kirby game.
And as far as when I say this year, I meant 2022.
Yeah, 2022, yeah. The past year. I guess we'll just move right along because none of the other games were things that we really touched on ourselves.
They smelled.
On to April. We've got another month of kind of not a whole lot going on, but there is something that I think one of you may have played, but I'll list off. We got Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. There was the re-release of Chrono Cross with the Radical Dreamers package. There was a House of the Dead remake. There was Rogue Legacy 2, which was pretty critically acclaimed. And then there was Nintendo Switch Sports is probably the most relevant to us. I didn't play it, though. I don't know if you guys did, but It's basically like the Wii Sports of the Switch, maybe sort of.
I own Chrono Cross.
What did you say, Jack?
I've not played any of these.
And Landon, you said you only own Chrono Cross?
Yeah, I own Chrono Cross.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't play any of these. I had a passing interest of getting Chrono Cross, but I heard that the port's not the greatest port. But I mean, it's the first time that they like had all the content that's packaged together, so that's kind of cool. And I didn't get to play Nintendo Switch Sports, so we'll move right along to May, I guess.
Unless Al has played any of these games.
Yeah, unless Al, if you've played any of the games that I end up mentioning, or you just know of a game that came out that month that it's not listed, you can feel free to chime in as well. But
yeah.
Nope. All right.
He says, "Fuck you, Kaiba. That card stank as hell."
Stinky month.
In May, we had another mostly pretty quiet month. Honestly, it's probably
unpacking hype.
Yeah. So there was Citizen Sleeper came out. There was Ayuden Chronicle Rising, which is notable for just being part of a series that's like the spiritual successor to Suikoden, which is a pretty respected series. There was Sniper Elite 5. There was Trek to Yami, which wasn't even that well received, but it came out. And then it wasn't the original release, but we got a PS4 and PS5 release for Unpacking, so it started moving outside of the systems that it was originally on. But this was a game that Landon played, so unless there's anything else, Landon, you can talk about it.
I don't own Ayuden Chronicles Rising because that hasn't come out physically, so it doesn't exist yet.
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned.
it's only digital, correct?
So you can just go ahead and scrub that one off of there for me. Thanks. Unpacking, though, is a really cool game about a serial killer.
Neat.
Prove me wrong. All right, moving on.
All right, I guess we'll move right along.
If you must know, go watch the Unpacking VODs.
Go watch the Unpacking VODs. All right, moving to June. There's actually some games here. We've got Mario Strikers Battle League. We got The Quarry. There was the arcade classic inspired Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge, which if Katie was here, she'd probably want to talk about that. There was Sonic Origins, which is just a package title of the first 4 Sonic games touched up. I'll talk about that myself later. And Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. There's actually like 3 games here that the 3 of us have played, I believe, going around with if we tally everything up. I played Sonic Origins. I'm sure that both of you played Battle League. Did either of you play 3 Hopes?
I own 4 of these games.
Which is the one you don't?
Sonic Origins.
Of course.
It's because it doesn't have a physical release.
Yeah, it doesn't have a physical release, so go ahead and scrub that one from here for me, too.
Jack, what about you? Is there anything I missed that's you've played that's on here?
I played Battle League, actually. I totally forgot. When I was making my list, I must have missed it. But yeah, no, Battle League is pretty fun. It's a little bare bones, but, you know, it's a fun strikers game. It's got that classic strikers gameplay. There's not really a lot to say about it. I didn't play it a ton, but it is pretty fun.
They did do some updates to the game, so I mean they are adding stuff.
They added Daisy and Shy Guy, so they made it a good game.
They made it passable.
They definitely got a ways to go before it's got a lot more content.
They made
all I know is Jack cheats at the game. So I never want to play it again with him.
I do not.
He absolutely cheats at the game.
I'm just better than him.
I played Sonic.
Cheater.
I played Sonic Origins. I mean, like I mentioned, I streamed it. I enjoyed streaming it. It's basically there was mobile remasters rather. They actually weren't really ports. They weren't strict ports. Of Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 back in like 2013, and they were like kind of lost to mobile devices for the longest time. They had the CD remaster, which was on Xbox 360 and PS3 alongside mobile devices, but we hadn't seen a re-release of it in forever, and we never had a remaster in the same vein for Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which they finally did. But you can play through all of them. There's basically a mode where you can play all of them in succession as well. They have some little collectible like art and other cool little things. Like it's a Sonic collection. It's passable. I think that they could have added a few more games even if they didn't do remasters for them. If they were just like ports of related games like 3D Blast and other stuff from the era that would have probably been cool. Maybe they could have, done a few of the Master System Game Gear games like they usually throw on like every Sonic collection. But I mean, because for $40, it's a bit of a high price tag for what you're getting. But I mean, it's a good package at least. They're Crush Deaths. It's because it uses the same physics engine. That's why like Jack wasn't a fan of Sonic Mania's Crush Deaths, because it uses the same engine. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about Sonic Origins. What would you like to say about any of the games here, Landon?
Well, I already mentioned Mario Strikers because I only played it the one time with Jack. Jack needs to buy a copy of Shredder's Revenge so we can play that.
True.
On stream.
I've heard good things.
The Quarry is going to be a like Spookfest title, so
nice.
that's why I haven't played it yet. And then for Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, I played like, I don't know, maybe 8 hours of it. I didn't get super far. I got into the part like past the prologue when you go to like the time skip where the main game takes place. It was okay. It's a Warriors game. It's set up a little weird. I didn't hate what I played, but I just had other things I wanted to play instead. So yeah, there you go.
Al, did you want to add anything about any of these games? Maybe Fire Emblem 3 Hopes if you want to. Because if not, we're going to move right along to July.
We have to wait a half hour for him to, catch up.
He passed on 3 Hopes. Okay, moving on to July. We actually have a couple games, although I didn't play any of them, but these guys might have some stuff to say. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is probably the biggest, most noticeable release. There was a re-release of the Klonoa Fantasy Reverie series, like it was like package sort of thing. Stray is probably like the most like mainstream release. It was the one that like a lot of people played, but I didn't touch it. Live Alive, that's a pretty notable game that came out, and Digimon Survive also came out. Like I said, I did not play any of these, so I'm going to be passing on this month. But Jack, did you play any of these?
No.
I know you probably want to play more Xenoblade 3.
I need to start it.
Sit down
honestly.
And play it.
But also, I have played the Klonoa games. I have not played that specific re-release of them, but I would assume they're mostly the same. And I do love the Klonoa games, so
that's why I put it there, because there wasn't much else. Landon, which games did you play on here? And would you like to talk about any of them?
I played like an hour of Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
I'll definitely played Xenoblade 3.
It was fun. I mean, it's a Xenoblade game, so eventually I'll get around to playing it all. Right. I'll probably wait until the season pass is done. I don't know if it's done yet or not, but I'll probably wait until that's done releasing content and then actually play through it. I own Live Alive.
I still need to get Live Alive. That game looks so
I want to
good.
do that for stream. That's my plan is to stream that game.
Depending on what time you do your streams for that game, I might jump in, because that's a game I've been interested in.
It'll probably be the Monday or Thursday slots like I've normally been doing, but yeah.
All right.
We'll see.
Guess we'll just move right along to August then. August was a quieter month. I was kind of scraping the barrel for this one. There was Cult of the Lamb is probably the big mainstream one a lot of people played. They've released Multiverses, which was an interesting game. I didn't get to play it, but I know Katie did. There was Rumbleverse. Soul Hackers 2 was a pretty notable game for like the RPG community. And there was a remaster slash remake, Pac-Man World Repack also came out in August. I didn't play any of these games. What about you guys?
I played like maybe an hour of Multiverses.
Was it fun what you played of it though?
It's okay.
It's okay.
I got kind of bored of it pretty quickly. It's
It
also
smelled.
pretty fucking broken.
Oh
so,
jeez. That's great to know.
Yeah. It's fine. I mean, it's free, so I can't really complain.
That's true.
But also, it
keep
made me
forgetting.
make an account.
Oh, that's
to play the
right.
game.
Yeah, no.
So it smells.
I'm too lazy for that. Landon, any games from this month that you want to talk about?
Cult of the Lamb isn't out physically yet, so
it doesn't matter to him.
You can go ahead and remove that until I buy that.
Al echoes what Jack said about Multiverses. So, yeah.
I own Soul Hackers too.
I figured you would.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right.
Maybe one day.
Moving on to September, we have nothing huge, but there was a lot of stuff that came out. There was the full release finally for Temtem after it was in beta alpha release for like forever. Valkyrie Elysium, which if you don't know is part of the Valkyrie Profile series. Splatoon 3 is probably like the biggest release of the month. There was also Shovel Knight Dig. I threw this in at the last second because I literally got it yesterday, but there was Easy Come Easy Golf, which is from Clap Hands, same people's Hot Shots Golf, that came out on the Switch. It was already on the Apple Arcade back in 2021, but I don't fucking count that. And then the big game for Landon would be The Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero. So
let's go, baby.
Al said no Gundam Evolution.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. There was a Gundam game that came out, but let's start with Jack,
though.
though.
Big Gundam fans, to be fair.
Jack, I'm sure you probably want to talk about Splatoon 3 for a bit.
Splatoon 3, baby.
Smells like squid kids and octopus children.
Good game. I played. Hold on, I have my Switch on. Let's see how many hours I have in it. The worst part about the game is the servers. The servers are bad. They lag a lot. But aside from that, fun game. Like functionally and mechanically, it's really fun. I've played it for over 40 hours, it says. God, what is it? Salmon Run is really fun because they added like a ton of like boss characters and shit.
Oh, cool.
I still haven't even touched the single player. I've heard it's really good, but I need to get around to doing that. Yeah, no, I mean, aside from that, it's mechanically like super similar to the first two games, which I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess.
True.
But I wish that they would add, like, as far as the maps they are continuing to bring back, I mean, they added Flounder Heights, but they kind of nerfed it. I wish they would bring back like other like maps from Splatoon 1 and 2. But I mean, good game, you know, only a little smelly.
Only a little smelly.
Bring us Flounder Heights from Splatoon 1.
Yeah, in its original form.
Yeah.
So I played Easy Come Easy Golf. It's a silly name, I know. It was originally just called Clap Hands Golf when it was on Apple Arcade. But if you've played Hot Shots Golf or heard of Hot Shots Golf or Everybody's Golf, because that's the series outside of North America and as of the PS4 title, it's the same people that make that. So it's actually pretty, like, the gameplay is pretty much the same. They tweaked a few things with like the triple tap instead of it being all on the bottom in the same bar in order for it to be more, since it was originally for like mobile devices, in order to be more like visually appealing. They have like the power on like the same way that it's in Mario Golf Super Rush, where like it's a vertical bar that goes up and then the impact is the same old like horizontal bar near the bottom. But the physics are all there. Like everything that makes the Hot Shots Golf / Everybody's Golf series really solid. Like good physics, the characters being really kooky and fun is there. It's not like a full on like the same level of quality experience as like previous golf games from Clap Hands because like they don't have Sony's budgeting help. So the golfers themselves, the caddies have voices, but the golfers themselves don't have voices. And there's weirdly no course music. Like there's music for when you're putting, and there's music for the menus. No music for the regular courses though, so But I mean, the game itself is still really mechanically solid. Clap Hands has done pretty much no wrong with the physics in their golf games, and if you like cartoony golf games with good physics, it's still a good buy for $20. I had fun with it. One thing I do like is that they came back with they kind of hybridized the everybody's golf experience of leveling up your golfers to make them better, but they also did the everybody's golf PS4 thing where like they have like pre-made characters that are specifically like locked as they are, because in the PS4 title they like made preset characters, but they weren't unlocked as an actual character. You would unlock their kit for like customization options so you can kind of make them, but the game was more about you making your own characters. So this kind of goes back to the earlier Everybody's Golf titles in that regard. But yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's a good golf game. Landon, do you want to talk about anything besides Trails from Zero, or do you want to just jump into telling us about Trails from Zero?
I already talked about Splatoon 3. Just give us Flounder Heights original, and I'll be happy. The Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero. I'm glad this game finally came out.
Finally.
I think it's hilarious how the PS4 version is being handled. That's funny to me. Because it's objectively the worst version of the game, but it's also the most popular.
Ripperoni.
But that's because that version's based off of the original Japanese PS4 release.
Right, yeah.
And the Switch and PC versions are like actually like
fresh,
based off of a different version.
Gotcha.
So they can actually get updates and stuff, and everyone just hates NIS on Twitter. So I just get a good laugh out of that. Otherwise, it's a fun game. I've been mostly playing the PS4 version. I'm still working on it. I need to finish it.
Does it still play fine enough?
Oh yeah, I mean, it plays fine. What people's main gripe is it doesn't have auto advanced text.
Oh, so it doesn't have some quality of life features that they added to the other ones.
That's really all it is. It's just quality of life stuff that people are complaining about.
Whatever.
But otherwise, it like mechanically, it's just perfect. It's like perfectly fine because it's like it's really more Trails from Sky than Trails of Cold Steel,
right? Yeah.
As far as mechanics go, but it's I mean, it's fantastic. I really enjoy it.
Nice.
Yeah. That's all I'll say.
Al, I'm not sure if you've played any of the games that came out in September, but you can chime in if you'd like. But otherwise, we're going to jump into October, which it was bare bones as fuck. The best
You've
game.
You've been saying that for everything.
Yeah, but no.
It's almost like this year.
October was really like scraping at the barrel. There was the best game that came out all year, Bus Simulator City Ride. Come on now.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, out of these 5 games, yeah,
it might just be the best one. But no, there's Dragon Ball: The Breakers came out. There was the Mario & Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Bayonetta 3, Gotham Knights, and our beloved Bus Simulator City Ride. I didn't actually play it. It just there's like nothing that came out worthwhile this month. Did you guys play anything that came out this month? I know, Landon, you played The Breakers.
Yeah.
Jack, did you play anything?
Nope.
I didn't play anything. I do want to get around to Bayo 3.
Why?
Because I played the other two. and I liked it.
Gross.
So, but yeah, Landon, you can go ahead and talk about Dragon Ball The Breakers.
I mean, it's a fucking. So, I only played it because it's Dragon Ball, but it's like the kind of game I don't care for.
Yeah, you said it was like
Because
a Dead
it's-
by Daylight style game, right?
Yeah. So it's like it's a PvP like asymmetric style
one
game.
versus many sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And those are fine, whatever. I just hate the grind that are required for it. But I can say I unlocked the farmer in season 1, so
Hell yeah.
that's all that really matters. Will I play season 2 when that comes out? I think next month. Probably not. Probably not. It's fine, but that's like it's fine.
Yeah. All right. So October was as bare bones as it was because November, being the big month that they usually get all the big releases out, was the big month where a lot of the notable stuff came out. You had God of War Ragnarok, you had Sonic Frontiers, you had Harvestella, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. There was the newest release of the Dark Pictures anthology series, The Devil in Me. And who could forget Garfield Lasagna Party? But there's others. You had your yearly Call of Duty, like who cares? There's a bunch of other stuff, but these were like the notable releases and Garfield Lasagna Party, because why not? Jack, what did you play out of these from this year?
Okay. I played Sonic Frontiers a little bit. I need to get back to it because I haven't played it in a hot minute. It's from what I played, it's pretty good. It's pretty fun. It's got a neat idea of like the whole open world shit. Obviously the best game here is Garfield's Lasagna Party.
Right, exactly.
Dark Pictures, The Devil in Me, is Spookfest, so that game doesn't exist yet.
Mm-hmm.
It will exist though.
I've never played I've never played Harvestella. I want to play God of War Ragnarok because I've heard it's very good, but I want to finish the first one first because I picked that one up and I put it down and I never went back to it, and I want to get back to that first. Scarlet and Violet was actually really good. I mean, it runs like shit and it kind of looks like shit, but like it's probably the most fun I've had with a new Pokemon game since Sun and Moon. Yeah, I would say since Sun and Moon. It was pretty good. It has like some unique ideas going on with the star battles and the Titan battles, and how there's like a bunch of different like bosses to take down, like outside of just the gym leaders, and like the story is but
it's fine. It's okay for a Pokemon game, but it's
I
mean, that's not saying a lot.
Yeah, but no, I enjoyed it. It was actually pretty good. Not one of the best Pokemon games, but I liked it.
I played the same 2 games as Jack, although I think I probably played I don't know. How much of Sonic Frontiers did you play?
Maybe like 5 hours.
I played more than you, but I didn't actually get to finish it yet. I got to go back to it. I played Sonic Frontiers. I think I'm currently in the middle of the 4th island. And then I also played Scarlet and Violet to completion, beat the whole thing and everything. Yeah, it seems like that's where most of us are at. We both played Frontiers and Pokemon this month. Sonic Frontiers, I definitely need to go back to it. It left a really good impression on me. I like the new combat skill system that Sonic unlocks. Combat in a Sonic game, fun? What is this? Like, I wouldn't say it's like amazing. It's not like top tier, but it's fun. I enjoy it. They have good enemy variety that makes you use different moves so you're not just spamming the same attack all the time. Sonic feels really good to control. I like exploring the hub worlds. The cyberspace levels are okay, but they're arguably probably like the worst part of the game, to be honest. The story's not too bad. I didn't finish it, but I unfortunately got spoiled to a bunch of the big stuff from the end. but it was good. Also, you got to like beat these gigantic ass boss fights as Super Sonic, and that was pretty epic. Yeah, no, Sonic Frontiers is a good step in the right direction. I think they definitely gotta, whatever they do next in Sonic, I hope they take some stuff from Sonic Frontiers for it. As far as Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, same thing as mostly what Jack said. It is one of the most fun experiences of Pokemon in a long time, but it also runs like shit. Just a lot of little technical issues. Like, I'm not going to go into them. There's a lot of them, a lot of weird little things and just things I don't care for. But I mean, structurally, it's a really, really fun game. And it's definitely, I hope that they manage to do well with the DLC and some updates down the line, because it's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I am working on trying to obtain all of the Pokemon in the deck so I can move them to Pokemon Home, but more on that later. Landon, what do you want to talk about from November?
I only played like maybe an hour of Pokemon Scarlet. I'm gonna wait until they fix it and then Nuzlocke it.
Hopefully fix it. We don't know if they'll actually fix it.
I'll wait until they fix it and then I'll Nuzlocke it. That's my statement. I'm sticking to it.
Fair.
Yeah. But I'll probably Nuzlocke it at some point. But Sonic Frontiers is what out of these games I actually played. I'm on like the third island. The game's okay. Yeah. Unsurprisingly, maybe, because it's me. The cyberspace levels are probably my favorite part.
I'm not laughing at your opinion. I'm just laughing.
Is...
I'm just laughing at the fact that you said it unsurprising for me. Like you knew I was gonna laugh at that.
Yeah, but I mean, like the overworld feels like it's like I took my Lego box and threw it across the living room, and
it's not that bad.
Had my character had a little Lego guy run around it.
Like they play stuff fairly deliberately. There's just a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, but that's what it feels like when
True.
All right,
fair.
when I just like look around and I'm like, oh wow, look at all of this just shit just floating in the sky, or
fair.
Like it just looks like, yes, when you actually play it, stuff leads you to like mission places or like things of interest. Like if you hit a spring, you'll end up somewhere. But if you're just standing there and you look at it, it looks like just like
it does look like a mess.
So there's that. The story's whatever. But also like I'm like in the middle of the third island, so I don't know. It's fun for the most part. Like I'm still playing it. I put it down for a little bit because I'm playing Fire Emblem Engage right now, but I'm still going through and playing it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm assuming since the Dark Pictures anthology game is a Spookfest game, we're not going to talk about that yet, so that should do it for November, I take it?
I don't even own that game yet.
Ah, interesting. All right. So yeah, we'll just move right on to December then. So December, another month. You had Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, which I didn't even.
It's probably the best month. What are you fucking talking about?
There was Dragon Quest Treasures. Yeah. Dragon Quest Treasures probably is. I definitely want to get that one. There's Jellycar Worlds, the Callisto Protocol. There was Need for Speed Unbound, I guess, but yeah, there wasn't too much, but there was. I mean, you had Dragon Quest Treasures, and
Landon,
I'm sure Landon's interested in Jellycar Worlds.
What's your question, Jack?
What does Jellycar World smell like?
Have you ever smelled
a jelly bean?
Unflavored gelatin?
No.
Oh.
Jack, is there any games from here you want that you played?
Never played any of these. I've seen Landon stream Dragon Quest Treasures, and it looks pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same for Dragon Quest Treasures. I tuned in earlier this morning and go watch the VODs. But yeah, it looks pretty fun, so I'll probably be interested in that. I'm interested in Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, but honestly, I'm more focused on like replaying the base Final Fantasy VII story first before I get into that. Landon, I got a couple games on here to talk about. Go ahead and talk about them.
I haven't played all of Jellycard Worlds. I've completed, well, not completed. I played through the first world, and then I've started the second world. It's weird because the Jellycard Worlds has like, do you guys remember like the level structure for Box Boy plus Box Girl?
Somewhat, yes.
Vaguely.
It's kind of like that. Where you go door to door for like each level.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have like an overworld, and then you go to door for each level. But then there's multiple worlds, so you just like kind of like once you finish one, you just go on to the next. And then as you progress through each world, you unlock new powers for your car that you can then use like in levels that have those power-ups available. There's like multiple exits. You can get different like parts for your car, so you can get different skins for the car, the wheels, and then the antenna. So like there's like cool collectibles to do. It's a lot more involved than the previous Jellycar games. But it has the same physics and everything. So if you ever had any experience with Jellycar before, you kind of know what's going on. But your car is made of Jello, hence the name. So it can get squished. It can like expand. You can do a lot of fun stuff with it. They're fun games. I do need to play more of it, but it has been, that one's right now on the back burner. Once again, Fire Emblem. Dragon Quest Treasures, though, that's a fun game. Go watch the VODs. That's really all I'll say about that, because it's fun. Go watch our other content, you fucking loser. You don't have time to do anything else. Go watch our content.
So that is it for the games that came out this year by month. Let's go back around and Jack, do you want to just list off like your favorite couple games, 3 or 5 games, if whatever you wanted to say, even if you wanted to just say your favorite game from this year, your single favorite. What would you like to say?
Kirby, baby. Yeah. Kirby was the biggest one. Splatoon 3, because I probably put the most time into that game out of all of the new games that came out this year. Pokemon Violet was fun. Let's see. We're talking strictly games that came out this year, right?
Yeah, of your favorite ones.
Yeah. I liked Legends Arceus less than Pokemon, but I still liked it. Or less than
Pokemon Violet.
But I still enjoyed it. And Mario Strikers Battle League was pretty fun. And those were like the 5 games that I played in 2022. 5 new ones anyway.
I played 7 games that came out this year, although to be fair, 2 of them are Pokemon and 2 of them are Sonic, and one of those is actually just a compilation re-release and not a new game. So I think I'll probably just say my top 3, probably in order. My game of the year, I think I'm going to give it to Pokemon Legends Arceus by like a hair, just because the experience that I had with Legends Arceus was like something that just, it's just kind of the kind of experience that like I've wanted something fresh and exciting and like, wow, this is really interesting and I didn't, really see all these things before. I would probably put I've never heard of that game, Al. I'd probably give it to Legends Arceus just because the experience I had was so it just felt really good, and streaming it was a lot of fun. Second place though is definitely Kirby in the Forgotten Land. That game is so solid, so much fun. It really is like, it's probably it's my first or second favorite Kirby game. It's so close. It's like my top 3 are definitely Planet Robobot, and Epic Yarn. I really have no idea what's first. Like they're all so good, but Forgotten Land's definitely in the discussion. And then third place, it's a toss up between Frontiers and Pokemon Scarlet Violet. Sonic Frontiers is technically just the more sound game performance wise, even though it's not the best itself either. Visually really appealing. Musically is really good, but Pokemon, just the Scarlet and Violet, like Jack said, was just a really fun time. The open world aspect of it's a lot of fun. It just I have trouble deciding whether I like it more than Sonic Frontiers or not, because it's so technically flawed with all of the little bugs and hiccups and performance issues, and it's not a great time outside of. But I mean, outside of that, it's a blast. So it's kind of hard for me. I guess they kind of tie in third. Yeah, that's about it. Landon, what are your favorite games from this year? You can order them, you can not order them, whatever you feel like doing.
Probably if I had to give a top three without in order, not without in order, it would be Kirby Triangle Strategy and Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Those were the games. Well, I spent a lot of time on Dragon Ball The Breakers, just so I could get the farmer skin. But those were the games that came out this year that I played the most and thoroughly enjoyed my experience of what I played. So the first two, Kirby and Triangle Strategy, I've completed, and then I'm on chapter 2 of Trails. So I'm almost. Oh no, I think I'm still early in chapter 2. So I'm maybe 35-40% of the way done with the game. It's shorter than some of the other ones. So I'll be finished with it. I just have to spend some time playing it. But yeah, it would be those three would probably be my favorites. I did really enjoy Unpacking though, for a stream game that came out this year. When I streamed it, I didn't think of it being a 2022 release. But that one was a lot of fun too.
All right. I guess out of the three of us, our overall, you could say, Gaming Stooges Game of the Year of 2022, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, arguably. We all liked it.
You could probably just say it was Garfield Lasagna Party.
You're right. You're right. It's got to be Garfield Lasagna.
No. It's Bus Simulator.
Put up Bus Simulator, folks. Put it up. Put up the image for Bus Simulator right now.
Oh, goodness.
Give that the winner. Give it a gold trophy right now. Do that. You have that ready, right?
No, I don't.
You have that.
I don't.
You have that graphic.
I don't.
All right. Don't worry, folks. I'll make sure
he'll
that
fix it in post.
Made. Yeah, I'll fix it in post.
So yeah, we're gonna go back around, and now that we've talked about games that came out this past year, we're actually going to talk about some games that we played this past year that may not have come out this past year, if we feel like talking about any of them. This isn't going to be really structured. We're just kind of go around the table until we don't really have anything to add. Jack, did you want to start with anything, or do you need some time?
Let's start by discussing an entire trilogy of games that we streamed this year.
Whoa.
What's that?
The Zero Escape trilogy.
You're right.
Did we do all of those in
Yeah, we did all of them this year.
2021?
Oh, wow.
Or 2022? I thought we started one of them in 2021 though.
Nope. It was the first game we started in February or March last year.
Oh, that's why I think of it as being a 2021.
It was early, but we did do all three games. In the last year that I don't fucking know.
2022.
And yeah, it was fun to revisit those games. I hadn't played either of the first two games in over a decade, and it had been probably 6 or 7 years. 6 years since I played Zero Time Dilemma. First two games really good. Zero Time Dilemma kind of bad. It was pretty smelly, but I still enjoyed it.
All right.
Overall fun. That was a fun time. I don't know if you had anything you wanted to add to that, Landon.
Yeah, the third game is very smelly.
It's pretty smelly. It
Like,
has some
funny
incredibly
animations.
smelly.
It really did.
Let me just go mind jack someone though, BRB.
I mind jacked you. Shit. Who? Snake is our boy.
Snake's our boy.
Dio is a cult clone tube baby.
What?
Yeah, he owes us $5.
Oh god.
No, it sounds ridiculous, but
But it's true. That's
oh my god, that gift that Al posted in the spoilers
Oh jeez.
is so good.
Go to our Discord.
Jesus Christ.
That's funny.
That is perfect. Oh my god. Yeah, no. It was fun. I really enjoyed streaming them. One of you two can talk about a game now.
I think the big one that I want to talk about first before I pass it over to Landon to talk for a bit, and I'll have it come back around for me after. But the big one I want to talk about is I played a lot of Pokemon, and not just Pokemon Legends Arceus, not just Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I played a lot of Pokemon because I finally finished my living decks that I had been working on the past 2 years or so.
Yeah.
I started it, I think, at like the end of 2020, very early 2021. And I had like this dead set agenda where I was going to go through different games and I was going to get the Pokemon from their original regions. So I think I played through I'm pretty positive that I want to say Diamond Pearl might have been done early in the year, Gen 4. I think I did Unova early in the year. I definitely did all three of the last generations, Kalos, Alola, and Galar pretty recently. Like it was like over the early fall, late summer. Had it all done in time for Scarlet and Violet, basically. Actually had it in time for like Sonic Frontiers coming out the next day. But yeah, no, that was the big thing I finally did this year. And all I gotta say is now that I'm done this Pokemon Living Dex, like having to do the whole thing all together, it feels rewarding, but I'm so glad that I don't have to do this ever again because now I can play other games that I want to play and catch up on stuff that I haven't been able to catch up on, replay some old games that I've been wanting to replay because I'm not just replaying Pokemon for the 50 millionth time, not knowing what I want to do with it. So it's a good feeling. But before I talk about anything else I really want to get to, I'll let Landon talk about some stuff that he wants to talk about real quick. Like I said, you can talk about as little or as much as you want, but if you want, you can pass it along to Jack whenever you feel like you need more time to think.
Well, I guess.
Can I just confirm something real quick?
Sure.
So what you're telling me is it's coming back around again.
It's coming back around
It's for
again.
the people of the sun.
Yeah. Oh god.
Well, one, if we're talking about
Anything you played this past year.
If we're talking about Pokemon, I did my Nuzlocke.
You
this,
did
past year.
You started
So
doing Nuzlocke, and you've been fairly successful. You got a couple of them done.
I completed 2 Nuzlocke this last year, so that was a lot of fun.
Props to Landon.
I will say it's funny because they mentioned that this shitty new one was like their most favorite time with a Pokemon game recently. Playing Nuzlocking Brilliant Diamond was probably the most fun I've had with a Pokemon game in recent years.
Landon, don't say that. Pokemon fans will get mad because you enjoyed Brilliant Diamond.
Hey,
that's exactly what Landon wants, though, for Pokemon fans to be mad.
I do want them to be mad.
Fair.
Come at me, dumbasses. So yeah, like I don't know. It was just It was a lot of fun. Leaf Green was also pretty fun, especially once we got the like the whole setup going. I have an image for you now, Cloud.
Oh, you're gonna send it to me?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, you know what? I'll put that up for a little bit. I will put that up for a little bit.
It's worth it.
It's definitely worth it. Although it's a white background, so I don't know if the chat's going to be visible for a bit, but...
Who fucking cares? It's fine.
You can kind of make it out. Oh, I got to cut down.
It's 180 or 1080. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
There we go. Gaming Stooges Game of the Year 2022. Bus Simulator City Ride.
Golden Taco
The
Award.
Golden Taco Award.
I just typed in golden trophy or some shit, and that came up, and I was like, "That's it."
Oh,
Sure. That's the thumbnail right there.
God. God,
We don't need anything else.
Fuck. So yeah, the two Nuzlocks they ended up being a lot of fun. I did like. There were times in specifically the Leaf Green Nuzlocke where I was getting a little frustrated. But that's because that took me multiple attempts. But I'm glad I stuck through it and got to the point where I actually beat it, even after wiping out Agatha. Oh my gosh, that I needed that month off
that's brutal.
streaming that. Yeah, that was tough. But I came back knowing what I did wrong and beating the game. It felt good. So yeah, we'll just pass it along to Jack to pick a different moment of 2022 you really enjoyed, I guess.
It was a lot of in terms of Let's Plays anyway and streams, it was a lot of replaying games. There wasn't a whole lot of stuff that I played for the first time. Let's see. I got to play you know what? I really enjoyed Sunshine. That
was a fun Let's Play.
Despite some parts of it
some parts are
me a
bullshit.
little nuts. Specifically the fucking lily pad level can suck my nut. Good game overall though. I do not regret not 100%ing that game because I don't give a fuck about the blue coins, but I did enjoy Let's Playing it. It was a fun, easy for the most part Let's Play to go through. Even a lot of the more I would say notoriously awful or notoriously frustrating levels were not too bad, and the controls honestly aged a lot better than I would have expected to. But yeah, no, Sunshine is a good game. I really enjoyed it. Let's see. I'm trying not to hog the seat too much. Hi, Momo.
You can talk as much as you'd like. This is what the second part of the stream is for.
I played Inside for the first time.
That's right. You did play that for the first time.
That was my Spookfest game. That was really fun. It was something I wish I had gone in without knowing the story, because unfortunately, I was spoiled to the ending.
I was gonna say
long before Let's Playing that game.
I was gonna say, when you played it, were you thoroughly actually spooked during recording sessions? Did you actually feel stuff while you were recording?
Well, the thing is I don't know. I played that entire game in one evening.
Oh wow!
I recorded that entire game.
Yeah, you hammered that out,
and it was. I did it in. I tried to get in the spooky mood. I turned all the lights off, and I took a break in the middle to go to the bathroom and go outside for a second. But no, it was a good time. It was fun to immerse myself in the world of Inside. And I really enjoyed that. One of you guys can go. I don't want to.
So
talk
I
too
guess
much.
I guess since we're talking about these sort of things, I'll move on to some Let's Plays and streaming games that I did this year. Um, I had started it in late 2021, but I ended up finishing uh, Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories, Landon's favorite game.
Oh, sorry. That's just that's a reaction to hearing those words in that order.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts. I finally went back to and finished Spyro Reignited 3, which was which means the Spyro Reignited trilogy is done. I'm really happy about that. Spyro Reignited trilogy is one of my favorite games, considering it's 3 of my favorite childhood games all in one package. So that was great. I also did a quick Let's Play of Mega Man 2. That was a fun time. Streaming wise, I finally got I went on another hiatus, unfortunately, because I changed my schedule around at work, so it's been hectic. But for a while I was streaming on my own channel, and I did play through the campaign of Gundam Breaker 3 with Al. That was a lot of fun, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wasn't sure what I was gonna think of it, but when we started playing it together, I had a fun time. That game is like, if you're looking for like a Gundam game or just like a fun little hack and slashy action game with like a bunch of ways to customize your character, like, it's really fun. I enjoyed that. I need to get back to it. I didn't finish it, but I did get a decent way into The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 1. I played it little bits and pieces of the beginning a couple of times before, but then I somehow lost my save progress, so it took me a while to go back to it. But oh wow, that was the first time you beat the game. I didn't know that. That was cool. That's cool. We got to beat it together. I will say that what I played of Trails of Cold Steel, now that I finally actually played more of it than just a little piece of it, I really like it. The characters are great. The battles, once you understand the battle system, learning to abuse it is really fun. Not just watching the Let's Play, like actually doing, like playing the game it's definitely very solid game series. I think if I can force myself to sit down and play more of it, I will have a good time. So that was another one. And then of course I played more Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Online. That was a fun time. There's been Mario Kart 8 DLC that's been released, like here and there.
Yeah.
I didn't stream the DLC itself, but I mean, I'm bringing it up now because I did stream Mario Kart 8. So if we all just want to talk a little bit about Mario Kart 8 DLC, I'm glad that they're doing DLC for Mario Kart 8. It's nice to just have even more content.
You mean doing DLC for Mario Kart 8 again?
Again, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. We already had the fucking like Ultimate Edition of the game that included all
the DLC from the first time around
in the Wii U game. Now we have DLC for this game, and it's going to come full circle when we get the Switch 2 or whatever the fuck the sequel to the Switch is going to be.
And it's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Ultimate.
Deluxe. Yeah, exactly.
Deluxe again.
Deluxe again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
the
Mario
DLC
Kart 8
has been pretty solid.
Oh,
so
yeah.
far.
It's been good. I've the courses that they've brought back have been fun, even if they aren't like visually.
Yeah, they're not like the best quality courses we've gotten, but like still overall, they're worth getting the DLC.
I like the courses from Tour, and I like the new courses that they've introduced as well.
Yeah.
Especially the one that Landon says is racist towards Jewish people.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that one. That one actually, 0 out of 10. Mario Kart 8's the worst Mario Kart now.
Now, in fairness, Mario Kart 8's DLC, it's mostly bringing stuff over from Tour, even if they don't list it as from Tour. Almost all of them are from Tour. I think the Sunday level is a fresh, completely new one, but like Ninja Hideaway, even though it wasn't labeled as from Tour, it was from Tour. They're only labeling like the city themed ones from Tour for some reason. I don't know why, but still, solid package of DLC. Landon, did you have anything you wanted to add about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC? If not, you can just talk about some other stuff that you played this past year.
Well, I think I said all I needed to about Mario Kart being racist, so we're just going to move on from there.
Sure.
I mean, I opened up my LP history document just to see what all I did, because all I could think about was what I did for Spookfest and Trails in the Sky second chapter, because I've been playing that since April.
Right. Yeah.
I forgot I did other things. Did you guys know that I did Owlboy this year?
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I like opened it up. I was like, oh yeah, that was this year, wasn't it?
That was a
the
game.
only reason I say yes is because I was literally thinking about that the other day. I was like looking at our LPs and I was like, oh yeah, Owlboy was this year.
Yeah. So yeah, like, so games, I guess I'll just list through all the games I like let's played or streamed myself in 2022, either finished or started. We finished Pokemon Silver. We already talked about the Pokemon Brilliant Nuzlocke. Because someone wouldn't do it, I had to do Ocarina of Time.
My bad. Go Melon.
And on that note, we also did Majora's Mask.
That's true. Majora's Mask was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time wasn't not a lot of fun, but I had to play Ocarina of Time.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't blame you guys for being sick of Ocarina of Time, because it is one of those games that literally everyone talks about and doesn't shut up about. So
OOT randomizer, never. That's when now.
Never.
I also did. I replayed Muramasa Rebirth. Did it on stream.
Ooh,
yeah.
That game's real good.
I do want to mention, now that you bring it up, you mentioned Muramasa the Demon Blade. Apparently, the developers want to do another port of the game, but apparently, like, they're having trouble with it, so they can't actually bring it over. But they're interested in bringing it forward to current gen hardware again. So that's
here's my pitch, Vanillaware. Stop being cowards. Do it.
I don't remember what they said the problems were, but they said they were facing difficulties with it. But yeah, they're interested in doing it, and I saw that article today.
So stop being cowards. Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Let's see, what else did I do? Bug Fables. I streamed Bug Fables. That took me a couple months. That game is good. I wouldn't play it on hard mode ever again, but I did it, and that was fine. House of Ashes was silly.
That was a fun time. House of Ashes.
It smelled like
it was. That's the only reason why I always go back to the well of the Dark Pictures Anthologies games,
because it's fun to share with a friend.
They're very silly.
Yeah, they're silly. Anything by Supermassive Games is like, or not Supermassive, but yes.
Yeah, Supermassive.
Yeah. What was I thinking of?
Supergiant.
Yes, that's what I was like. Wait, did I mix those up? I didn't mix those up. I'm surprised. So yeah, House of Ashes was silly, and it was a good time. Did we play Scott Pilgrim? Was that technically last year?
I don't know. I think that was 2023, because we finished
Miles Edgeworth
Investigations 1 on like the 23rd or some shit. And then we took the next week off, and then we resumed after the new year.
Okay. So then, because that would have been the only other thing. Besides that time that Jack gave me COVID.
Hey, you gave... Well,
remember that time that we played Kirby? Kirby's Return to Dreamland?
That was something I was going to bring up.
Trader gave us COVID.
Trader gave us COVID. Yeah, let's just agree that Trader gave us COVID.
Yeah, you can talk about it.
I was actually going to say...
That was my segue into that.
This is a good segue. Jack, go ahead and talk about some more stuff.
Kirby's Return to Dreamland is still a fucking great game. I played it all the way through with Landon. Go watch that LP. It's apparently really fucking popular. The first part has almost 500 views.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. That I hadn't played the game before that. I'd owned it, but I hadn't played it. So it was a lot of fun to play it with someone, and especially, that person being Jack.
Yeah.
Viewers at home, if you're watching this, just know that as of 2023, it's a lot for us to get 500 views on a video. Like, it might not be nothing. It might not be anything to some people, but for us, that's a lot. So
it's also a lot for me and Landon to be in the same room because we literally were in the same room for the first time.
Yes,
this past year.
Very exciting stuff.
Yeah, and Kirby's really fun LP. We pushed that one out in we did it in what, 2 days?
2 days, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was because we were at my apartment, so it was hot as ball sacks.
Oh my god, I remember
it was during the middle of the summer.
Yeah, that's right in the middle of the summer, and we had to take breaks and go into the cool room.
Yeah, which was my bedroom, because I had the ceiling fan and I had an AC unit running in that. So we would do our 20-30 minutes of recording, and then we'd stop and run in there,
walk into your bedroom and just stand there for a few minutes.
Yeah, put our shirts up and I think I probably took my shirt off at some point while we were recording.
I'm pretty sure you were shirtless for most of that Let's Play.
Nice.
Oh my god, it was
it was like that.
Yeah,
but it was one of those times.
It wasn't even that hard to 100%. There was one gear that was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And then we had to restart the level 4 times to get.
But other than that,
not too bad.
That one was the most Kirby game I played this year.
Yeah. But yeah, that was really fun. Let's see. We played I'm looking at the playlists on the YouTube channel. I'm trying to see what else I played. I played Sonic Adventure 2 for the 100th time this past year.
You redux that for the channel.
Never a bad game to replay.
I will never say no to playing Sonic Adventure 2, honestly. I don't care how poorly it's aged. I will.
It hasn't even aged that poorly. It's not great, but it aged fine.
Let's see. I played Uncharted 3 for the first time in over a decade, which was really fun. Nice. Not my favorite Uncharted game, but solid one.
We played 2 good Ace Attorney games and Justice for All.
True. Yeah, we did
and Splatoon.
Trials and Tribulations. We did Ace Attorney Investigations. We did Splatoon. That was a nice quick little Let's Play. Let's see.
Half Genie
Hero, which was really fun. It was fun to revisit that. Let's see. We did Walking Dead Season 2, which was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. That one was short. I was surprised at how quick we got through that.
Yeah. Well, the what's the who's it? The Telltale games are pretty deceptively short because they're 5 episodes per game, but it's each one is what, an hour and a half long.
I guess we spent as much time on that, about as much time we spent, maybe even a little bit longer playing that as The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah, I mean that was still I'm just looking at the length on each VOD. That was a 9.5 hour game. So
I think the only reason why I say that it was short is because season 1 took us an extra 4 hours to beat.
Of The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Why was that exactly? I remember.
I don't know.
I vaguely remember that. Hold on, let me pull up.
Yeah. Walking Dead season 1 was 4. It took us 4 streams to beat that one.
Oh wow, yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was just a longer game. Weird. I don't know, but
I think that's all we did though.
That looks like it's about it for what we
Oh, you no, you played through Nights into Dreams.
Again.
Oh yeah, I did on Christmas
Christmas,
Eve
yeah.
with Alan Pixel.
Yeah.
Which was fun. I felt bad because like I was really tired, but I wanted, and there were like points where I was like, I had to like remember like, oh yeah, I'm streaming. I should probably be talking right now. But nah, that was fun. Uh, it was weird to be alone during a stream, but
You get used to it.
Yeah, you get used to it. It takes practice. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about, or do you want to pass the torch for a bit?
I think that's about it. I'm not sure if I have anything else. I can
Jog your memory.
Yeah, no, you can go ahead. I've talked enough already.
I've got some miscellaneous stuff here, and I'm just gonna kind of break it into three little parts. There was a couple of like retro games that I started playing, and that comes in two halves themselves. For the first time, I finally experienced the Sega Genesis Mini. My girlfriend had one, and I figured, hey, that seems really cool. Let's hook it up and play it. So played a bunch of that both with her and also like when she was asleep. I played some on my own. It was actually my first exposure to Gunstar Heroes and Phantasy Star 4. Both of those games are a lot of fun. Gunstar Heroes is hard, but it's fun to play with a second player. It's like one of those actiony arcade style side scrolling games of the time. You know, the typical Sega Genesis actiony arcadey game that you would come to expect. It was a lot of fun. And Phantasy Star 4, I need to go back and play that some more. Like, I need to try to get my girlfriend to let me hook up her Genesis Mini wherever it is right now and play that some more, because that was a really solid game. The story was, kind of bare bones because it's, a 90s JRPG, but it got the job done, and the characters were pretty cool, and the battles were a lot of fun. So yeah, no, I got to go back and play that. I also played a few games on my Game Boy Advance. I've been playing quite a bit of that because I was playing a bunch of Pokemon. So I was like, well, what other Game Boy Advance games do I have? I played a little bit of Golden Sun. It's funny because I had a Golden Sun game, but I didn't realize it was the second game. It was the Lost Age. And then when I realized that, because I was playing the beginning of the story, I was like, this feels like I'm missing plot. It turned out I didn't have the originals of Golden Sun, so I went online and got it. And I played a little bit of it. I need to go back to it. I just kind of put it on the back burner because I was replaying something else instead. And one of those games that I started playing through is I finally got a lot further than I had before into Final Fantasy 1 on the Game Boy Advance. Playing the Dawn of Souls release. I think that's personally my favorite one just because of the content that you get. Because there's different ports of for Final Fantasy 1, a lot of them. Speaking of which, earlier this year we've got the Pixel remaster for Final Fantasy 6. I didn't mention it, but it came out. There's a Pixel remaster of the older series. I didn't get any of them yet. I like the Game Boy Advance game though, because you get stuff that's not in certain versions of the game, and I think it fixes a lot of the problems from the original. But I was having a lot of fun with that. And then the last category of games is just a couple Switch games I played. I got Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, it's Puyo Puyo Tetris again, which is good because I like Puyo Puyo Tetris. You can play as Sonic in this game for some reason. It's kind of cool.
That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, it's charming. It's Puyo Puyo Tetris. I had a lot of fun. I was enjoying playing as Sonic because he's in the game. And then the last major game that I'm going to probably talk about is after like 5 years of putting it off, I finally went back and finished Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I'm really glad I did too, because I like had a whole third of the game left, and when I picked it up, I did not put it down once I finally got back in the groove. I played it for like 3 days straight, and I finished it. The 25-30 hours of gameplay that was left, I finished all of it in 3 days. That game is so good. Like, it starts a little slow. It's super complicated, so there's a lot of learning the battle system. But man, there's such a good payoff. Like, I'm so glad I finished Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That game it ended on a fantastic note. I have to go back and like do some of the bonus stuff, and I have to eventually get to the DLC or the expansion campaign, side campaign that Landon got me actually, Torn of the Golden Country. I got to get to that at some point because I had a fun time with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 now that I finally beat it. I think that really covers basically everything I played this year, though. I didn't. If there was anything else, it was really small to a point where I didn't remember it. So I really think I played. Yeah, I did. I tried getting Cosmos as well, and I had no luck, so I just gave up. Like, I've heard she's just so fucking hard to pull because she's like one of the rarest pulls. I don't doubt that you spent 5 hours on that, Al. Yeah, I think that covers it for me. Landon, was there anything else from this past year of gaming that you'd like to talk about that wasn't already mentioned?
The only other things I would mention is I played through and beat the second Professor Layton game.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah.
Which was a lot of fun. And then I started playing Super Princess Peach. I'm on
I never got to play that.
I'm on the third world. It's pretty fun. It's cute.
Did you own this game for a while now, or did you buy it recently?
No, I've owned it for a while. After I beat Professor Layton, I like went through my catalog and I was like, "What's something I would like to actually play?"
It's kind of a good thing that you already had it because I've heard the prices on that game are going up.
Well, yeah, it's a DS game.
It's a DS ridiculous game, and it's not like the regular mainstream Mario games, so it's kind of hard to grab.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else at all that I played this year besides like we did like some Mario Party streams and 100% Orange Juice. But no, I think that was like the major stuff. But yeah, Professor Layton and the Diabolical Box is really fun. So I enjoyed my time with that.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think that basically does it, unless Jack has anything else that he remembered to add. But
no, that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah. This went pretty smoothly. I think this is a format that might be worth trying out again in the future because it only took us an hour and a half, and we managed to talk about some stuff that we might not have had time to otherwise. So, yeah. So that was our experience with 2022 when it comes to video games, the new stuff we played, the old games that we picked up and played either for the first time or for the second or third or millionth time, whatever that may be. If there's anything from 2022 or just games in general that you got to play from this past year that we didn't talk about, I would assume that a VOD for this is going to go out to YouTube. You can comment in the comments. Otherwise, thank you for watching the VOD. On Twitch.
You know what I forgot to talk about, guys?
Oh goodness,
Dokkan Battle.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you gotta tell us about Dokkan Battle, the greatness that is. No, Doku Adventure.
Doku Adventure, guys.
Adventure.
I've been playing so much Doku Adventure recently. And by recently, I mean for the past
all the time.
5 years.
Yeah, you play it like every day. You get your daily logins,
I at least log in every day.
Yeah.
Am I playing it right now?
Who knows?
There's no way to know. There's no way to know.
There's no way to find out. But yeah, this was a good stream. Hopefully we do this again next year the same way because it's nice to not just talk about the new games, but just kind of catch up and just say, hey, what did you play this past year?
We probably won't stream it.
Yeah. That's
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's about it. Thank you everybody who tuned in. So Al, Thank you for any people who watch the VOD afterwards on either twitch.com/GamingStooges or youtube.tv/GamingStooges. And yes, I did that on purpose.
How dare you?
Thank you, everybody, once again. Take care. As always, make sure you guys have yourselves a good night. Have yourselves a good day, whenever you're watching this. Anybody else have any closing statements, or we just signing off?
Discord.
Discord. Yes.
Discord. Twitch.com/GamingStooges.
YouTube.
Bye.
Game of the year 2022 was Taco Award Bus Simulator.
We gave the Taco Award to Bus Simulator, baby.
Yeah,
Let's go.
baby. Let's go.
If you don't like it, that's just too bad. That's just the way it is. Good night and have a good one.
Bye.